Vishwasapalana Bhakti Anukula Matra Karye Svikara Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Bhajanangikara Saranga Sharanagati Oi Bejara Tahara Partana Sune Shinanda Kumara Rupasana Pana Pade Tante Chinakori Pakati Vinoda Pade Tuhu Padadori Kariya Kariya Bole Amita Dhamma Sikai Saranagati Karo He Utama Jaya Swaparsada Jaya Gaurahari Swaparsada Jaya Gaurahari Jaya Swaparsada Jaya Gaurahari Swaparsada Jaya Gaurahari. Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago, Gaura Chanda Bole, Kato Nidra Jao Maya, Pisachira Kole, Pajivo Bolia Eshe, Samsara vitare Buliara hile tumi Avidya bhare Tomare loite ami Oinu avatara Ami bina bandhuara Ke ache toma Aniche asari maya Nasi bhari lagi Harinama mantra Lao tumi magi Vakati Vinod Prabhu Charane Padiya Say Harinama mantra Lailo Lagilo Jeev Jago Jeev Jago Gauda Chandra Bole Atoni Jaga Maya Pisachara Kole Jaya Sachinandan Jaya Gaurahari Sachinandan Jaya Gaurahari Jaya Sachinandan Jaya Gaurahari Sachinandan Jaya Gaurahari Jaya Nitai Jaya Go Jaya Nitai Jaya Go Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumara. Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumara. Saurabha Sankata Vrindavana Tata. Saurabha Sankata Vrindavana Tata. Vipasanta Vihara Ehita Vasanta Vihara. Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar. Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar. Abhinava Kudmala Gucha Samujwala. Abhinava Kudmala Gucha Samujwala. Kunchita Kuntalabhara. Kunchita Kuntala Abhara. Pranai Janerita Vandana Sakrita. Pranai Janerita Vandana Sakrita. Chornita Vara Ganasa. Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar. Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar. Katula Jigancha Rachita Rasochala. Chatula Jigancha Rachita Rasochala. Radha Madhana Vikar. Radha Madhana Vikar. Bhuvana Vimohana Manjula Nartana. Bhuvana Vimohana Manjula Nartana. Kativa Gita Manihara. Gativa Gita Manihara. Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar. Jaya Jaya Sundara Kumar. Adhara Virajita Mandatara Smita. Adhara Virajita Mandatara Smita. Lobhita Nija Parivara. Lobhita Nija Parivara. Nija Balabhajana Surita Sanatana. Nija Balabhajana Surita Sanatana. Chita Vihara Dhavata. Chita Vihara Avatar Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar 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 Sarava Sankata Vrindavana Tata Sarava Sankata Vrindavana Tata Itavantavar Itavasantihar Jayananda Kumar Jayananda Kumar Nanda Kumar Jayananda Kumar Jaya Nanda Kumar Jaya Nanda Kumar Nanda Kumar Jaya Nanda Kumar. All glories to you, O beautiful son of Nanda. You perform springtime pastimes on the river banks of Vrindavan, which is full of fragrance. Your mass of curling locks is adorned beautifully and brilliantly with a bunch of fresh blossoms. You are decorated with colored powders mixed with camphor that are thrown by your beloveds. Your restless sidelong glance causes Anuragini, Sri Radha, to undergo ecstatic transformations of amorous love. Your lovely dancing gait, which enchants the entire universe, causes your jeweled necklace to sway to and fro. The dazzling gentle smile upon your lips incites eagerness into your near and dear associates. You are the well-wisher of your dear ones, and you perpetually descend to engage in festive sport within their hearts, or within the heart of Sri Sanatan Goswami. Srila Rupa Goswami Ki Jai. Let's do Gopinath. It's true. Actually, I guess I'll just play harmonium on this. Page 130. Gopinath Mama Nivedhana Suna Gopinath Mama Nivedhana Suna Vishaye Durjana Sadakamarata Kichunahi Moraguna Vishaye Durjana Sadakamarata Kichunahi Moraguna Gopina Mama Nivedhana Suna Na Amara Varasa Tumi tomara charane loinusara tomara kinkarami tomara charane loinusara tomara kinkarami Gopinath che mone so dive mori na jani bhakati karma jadhamati na jani bhakati karma jadhamati podeche samsara gore podeche samsara gore na jani bhakati karma jadhamati podeche samsara gore podeche samsara gore Gopinath mama nivedana suno Gopinath sakale tomara mai Gopinath sakale tomara mai nahi mama ba jnana sunirma swadhina nahe kai nahi mama bha swadhina nahe kai Gopinath niyate charane san Gopinath niyate charane san Gopinath niyate charane san Gopinath niyate charanastam mage pama kadiya kadiya mage pama kadiya kadiya mage pama kadiya kadiya mage pama kadiye kariya karahe karuna dhan karuna karune dhan Gopinath mama nivedana suno Gopinath mama nivedana suno Gopinath tumi to sakali paro sakali paro to jane tarite tomara shakati ke ache papirara to jane tarite tomara shakati ke ache papire ara to jane tarite tomara shakati ke ache papire ara to jana tarite tomara shakati ke ache papire Gopinath tumi kripa paraba tumi kripa paribara Gopinath mama nivedana suno mama nivedana suno jivera karane asya prapanche jivera karane Asya prapanche lila koilo subista. Lila koile subistara. Jivera karane asya prapanche lila koilo subista. Lila koile suvistara gopina. Mama nivedana suno gopina. Amike doshera dosi gopina. Amike doshera dosi. Asura sakala pailo charana vinodata kilo boshi. Asura sakala pailo charana vinodata kilo boshi. Vishaye dorjan sadakamarata kichunahi more gun. Vishaye dhojana sadaka marata kichunahi moragu. Gopina, Gopina, Gopina. Mama nivedana suno. Jaya Gopinata, 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 Jaya Radha Gopinata, Radha Gopinata, Radha Gopinata, Radhe, Jaya Radha Gopinata, Radha Gopinata, Radha Gopinata Shri Radhe. O Gopinath, please hear my prayer. I am a wicked materialist, always addicted to worldly desires, and I possess no good qualities. O Gopinath, you are my only hope. I have taken shelter at your lotus feet. I am your servant. O Gopinath, how will you purify me? I do not know what bhakti is. My materialistic mind is absorbed in mundane fruitive activities. I have fallen into a dark and perilous worldly existence. O Gopinath, everything here is your Maya. I have no strength or spiritual knowledge, and this body is not free from the control of spiritual nature, of material nature. O Gopinath, this wicked soul, weeping piteously, begs for an eternal place at your lotus feet. Please bestow your mercy upon me. O Gopinath, you are capable of everything. You have the power to deliver all wicked persons. Who else is there for this sinner? O Gopinath, you are an ocean of mercy. Having come into this material world of 5 elements, for the sake of the living entities, you display your divine pastimes. O Gopinath, how sinful I am. And even all the demigods, even all the demons have attained your lotus feet, but this Bhaktivinoda simply waits. Jai Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Yeah. Shri Krishna Vira. Page 117. Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Radhasa Amito Sahite Nari. Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Radhasa Amito Sahite Nari. Jugala Milan Sukera Karana Jivana Charite Pari. Sukera Karana Jivana Charite Pari. Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Radhasa Amito Sahite Nari Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Radhasa Amito Sahite Nari Radhika Charana Tvajiya Amar Kshane Ke Pralay Radhika Charana Tvajiya Amara Kshane Ke Pralaya Radhika Rathare Satabhara Mari Seduka Mara Sai Radhika Rathare Satabhara Mari Siddhuke Amara Sai Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Radhasa Amito Sahite Nari Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Radhasa Amito Sahite Nari Ehoino Radhara Charana Yugale Paricharya Pavo Kave Ehoino Radhara Charana Yugale Paricharya Kave Haha Braja Jana More Doya Kori Kabe Braja Jana Lave Braja Jana More Doya Kori Kabe Braja Jana Lave Haha Braja Jana Moya Doya Kori Kabe Braja Jana Lave Jana Lave Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Radhasa Sahita Naite Nari Radhika Radhasa Sahita Vilasa Manjari Ananga Manjari Shirupa Manjari Ara Shikata Manjari Shirupa Manjari Ara Vilasa Manjari Ananga Manjari Shirupa Manjari Ara Ananga Manjari Shirupa Manjari Ara Amekatulia Nija Parapare Deho More Siddhasara Deho More Siddhasara Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Radhasa Amito Sahite Nari Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Radhasa Sahita Tenare Jugala Mila Sukira Karana Jivana Charite Pari Charite Pari Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Radhasa Sahita Naite Hari Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Radhasa Amite Sahite Nari Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe chant Maha Mantra? No. What? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya, Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo, Nitai, oh Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. I cannot tolerate Radhika's condition and separation from Sri Krishna. Thus, I am totally prepared to give up my life for the sake of their happy reunion. If I were to renounce Radhika's lotus feet for even an instant, I would become totally devastated. For Radhika's sake, I would tolerate the agony of death hundreds of times. When shall I attain the service of Sri Radha's lotus feet? O residents of Braj, when will you be merciful to me and take me into the forests of Braj? O Vilasa Manjari, Ananga Manjari, and Sri Rupa Manjari, lift me up and bring me close to your lotus feet, thus granting me the ultimate perfection. Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai.
When will I want to pray like that? Yeah. Where did we leave off yesterday? Tasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaye Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratise Namaha Yam Pravajantam Anapeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahaka Tadua Juhava Ujre Tritan Mayatayo Tadavo Venedush Tang Sarva Bhutaridayam Munimana Tosmi Bhaktya Vihinaya Parada Lakshai Chiptas Chakamadi Tarangamadye Kripa Maitwam Sharanam Prapadyam Brinde Namaste Charanara Vindam Tavevasmi Najivami Tambina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tam Nayanam Charanantike. First, I offer my heartfelt obeisances to my beloved Holy Master, Nitya Vishom Vishnu Pada Sotaso Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Also, and to Nitya Vishom Vishnu Pada Sotaso Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Bharti Goswami Maharaj, and our Nitya Vishom Vishnu Pada Sotaso Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and to Sharmani, Srimati Sharmani Didi, and our entire Rupanuga Varga, our guardians on this path of bhakti. Okay. So we're continuing our Srimad Bhagavatam reading, without which Srimad Bhagavatam is, if we can give our ears, our oral reception, then it will free us from illusion, fear, and unhappiness, illusion, distress, and fear. Right? Shoka Mohabaya. Which reminds me, one time we were in the Philippines with Srila Gurudev, and the first thing he said, because Filipinos are very poor, it's a very poor country, and the first thing he said was, I know Filipinos don't have any money. He's like, all I'm asking is for your ears. It was so, yeah. All I want is your ears. It says, yeah. Okay, so, oh, Prabhu, you're not a book. You're Sukadeva Goswami yourself, Maharaj Parikshit yourself, Krishna, all your associates, and Radharani in every verse, even though I praying to be able to have that understanding one day soon. Okay, we're in Canto 1, Chapter 11, continuing Lord Krishna's entrance into Dwarka. Verse 37. The common materialistic conditioned souls speculate that the Lord is one of them. Out of their ignorance, they think that the Lord is affected by matter, although he is unattached. This is the divinity of the personality of Godhead. He is not affected by the qualities of material nature, even though he is in contact with them. Similarly, the devotees who have taken shelter of the Lord do not become influenced by the material qualities. The simple and delicate women truly thought that Lord Sri Krishna, their beloved husband, followed them and was dominated by them. They were unaware of the extent of the glories of their husband, as the atheists are unaware of him as the supreme controller. Oh, that was the end of the chapter. Next. Okay. Oh, Jai. Chapter 12, the birth of Emperor Parikshit. Oh, yeah. Major Kali. Yeah, oh my gosh. Perfect. It's exciting. The sage Shaunaka said, the womb of Uttara, mother of Maharaj Parikshit, was spoiled by the dreadful and invincible Brahmastra weapon released by... Ooh. But Maharaj Parikshit was saved, huh? Yeah, sure did. Maharaj Parikshit was saved by the Supreme Lord. How was the great Emperor Parikit, who was a highly intelligent and great devotee, born in that womb? How did his death take place? And what did he achieve after his death? We all respectfully want to hear about him. Maharaj Parikit, to whom Sukadeva Goswami imparted transcendental knowledge. Please speak on this matter. Jai. Vashanaka Rishi, on behalf of the 88,000 sages who assembled in Namishranya. And Gurudev said, how did they assemble? There was no internet at that time. There was no messaging. They all just knew to flock to that place to hear. Shri Sukadeva Goswami said, Emperor Yudhisthira administered generously to everyone during his reign. He was exactly like his father. Who was his father? No, Yudhisthira. Maharaj Yudhisthira. Yes. Dharmaraj. Dharmaraj, right? Dharmaraj, yeah. Parikit's the grandchild of Arjun, right? Yeah. Arjun. Yeah, yeah. He was clearly like his father. He had no personal ambition and was freed from all sorts of sense gratification because of his continuous service unto the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. He was so dear to Krishna that Krishna even extended his time in Hastinapur just by Yudhisthira's request. Lord is melted by love. Now, news even reached the celestial planets about Maharaj Yudhisthira's worldly possessions, the sacrifices by which he would attain a better destination, his queen, his stalwart brothers, his extensive land, his sovereignty over the planet Earth, and his fame, etc. O Brahmins, the opulence of the king was so enchanting that the denizens of heaven aspired for it. But because he was absorbed in the service of the Lord, nothing could satisfy him except the Lord's service. O son of Rigu, Shanaka, when the child Parikit, the great fighter, was in the womb of his mother, Uttara, and was suffering from the burning heat of the Brahmastra thrown by Ashwatthama, he could observe the Supreme Lord coming to him. He, the Lord, was only thumb high, but he was all transcendental. He had a beautiful blackish, infallible body, and he wore a dress of lightning yellow and a helmet of blazing gold. Thus he was seen by the child. The Lord was enriched with 4 hands, earrings of molten gold, and eyes blood red with fury. As he loitered about, his cloth constantly encircled him like a shooting star. Beautiful. The Lord was thus engaged in vanquishing the radiation of the Brahmastra. Oh, Jai. Nice. Wow, that's so beautiful. The Lord was thus engaged in vanquishing the radiation of the Brahmastra, just as the sun evaporates a drop of dew. He was observed by the child, who thought about who he was. While thus being observed by the child, the Supreme Lord, personality of Godhead, the super soul of everyone, and the protector of the righteous, who stretches in all directions and who was unlimited by time and space, disappeared at once. Thereupon, when all the good signs of the zodiac gradually evolved, the heir apparent of Pandu, who would be exactly like him in prowess, took birth. King Yudhisthira, who was very satisfied with the birth of Maharaj Parikit, had the purificatory process of birth performed. Learned Brahmins headed by Domya and Kripa recited auspicious hymns. Upon the birth of a son, the king, who knew how, where, and when charity should be given, gave gold, land, villages, elephants, horses, and good food grains to the Brahmins. It's a lot of charity. Amazing. The learned Brahmins, who were very satisfied with the charities of the king, addressed him as the chief amongst the Purus and informed him that his son was certainly in the line of descent from the Purus. The Brahmins said, "This spotless son has been restored by the all-powerful and all-pervasive Lord Vishnu, the personality of Godhead, in order to oblige you. He was saved when he was doomed to be destroyed by an irresistible supernatural weapon." I'm going to read this purport. The child Parikshit was saved by the all-powerful and all-pervasive Vishnu, Lord Krishna, for two reasons. The first reason is that the child in the womb of his mother was spotless due to his being a pure devotee of the Lord. And the second reason is that the child was the only surviving male descendant of Puru, the pious forefather of the virtuous King Yudhisthira. The Lord wants to continue the line of pious kings to rule over the earth as his representative for the actual progress of a peaceful and prosperous life. After the battle of Kurukshetra, even up to the next generation of Maharaj Yudhisthira was annihilated, and then there were none who could generate another son in the great royal family. Maharaj Parikshit, the son of Abhimanyu, was the only surviving heir apparent in the family, and by the irresistible supernatural Brahmastra weapon of Ashwatthama, he was forced to be annihilated. Lord Krishna is described herein as Vishnu, and this is also significant. Lord Krishna, the original personality of Godhead, does the work of protection and annihilation in his capacity of Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is the plenary expansion of Lord Krishna. The all-pervasive activities of the Lord was executed by him in his Vishnu feature. This is really important because people always say like Krishna kills all these demons. Krishna's not killing demons. He's too busy playing with all the gopis. Krishna, our Shamasundar, Brajendra Nandan with the peacock and flute, and he's Lord Vishnu's killing the demons. Child Parikshit is described here as spotlessly white because he is an unalloyed devotee of the Lord. Such unalloyed devotees of the Lord appear on the earth just to execute the mission of the Lord. The Lord desires the conditioned soul, hovering in the material creation, to be reclaimed to go back home, back to Godhead, and thus he helps them by preparing the transcendental literatures like the Vedas, by sending missionaries of saints and sages, and by deputing his representative, the spiritual master. Jai. We're so fortunate. Such transcendental literatures, missionaries, and representatives of the Lord are spotlessly white because the contamination of the material qualities cannot even touch them. They are always protected by the Lord when they are threatened with annihilation. Such foolish threats are made by the gross materialists. The Brahmastra, which was thrown by Ashwatthama at the child Parikshit, was certainly supernaturally powerful, and nothing of the material world could resist its force of penetration. But the all-powerful Lord, who is present everywhere, within and without, could counteract it by his all-powerful potency, just to save a bona fide servant of the Lord and descendant of another devotee, Maharaj Yudhisthira, who was always obliged by the Lord by his causeless mercy. Jai. For this reason, this child will be known in the world as one who is protected by the personality of Godhead. Which another name is Vishnu Rata. Is another name for Emperor Parikshit. Oh, most fortunate one, there's no doubt that this child will become a first-class devotee and will be qualified with all good qualities. The good king, Yudhisthira, inquired, O great souls, will he become as saintly a king, as pious in his very name, and as famous and glorified in his achievements as others who appeared in this great royal family? The learned Brahmin said, O son of Prita, this child shall be exactly like King Ikshvaka, son of Manu, and maintaining all those who are born. And as for following the Brahminical principles, especially in being true to his promise, he shall be exactly like Ram, the personality of Godhead, the son of Maharaj Dasarat. Oh, that's powerful. Okay. This child will be a munificent donor of charity and protector of the surrendered, like the famous King Shibi of the Ushinara country. And he will expand the name and fame of his family like Bart, the son of Maharaj Dushyanta. Should we read about Dushyanta? I'd like to know about Dushyanta. Whatever. Dushyanta Bart. There are many Barts in history, of which Bart, the brother of Lord Ram, Bart, the son of King Rishabh, and Bart, the son of Maharaj Dushyanta, are very famous. And all of these Barts are historically known to the universe. The Earth planet is known as Bart, or Bart Varsha, due to King Bart, the son of Rishabh. But according to some, this land is known as Bart, due to the reign of the son of Dushyanta. So far as we are convinced, this land's name, Bart Varsha, was established from the reign of Bart, the son of King Rishabh. Before him, the land was known as Ilavrita Varsha, but just after the coronation of Bart, the son of Rishabh, this land became known as Bart Varsha. But despite all this, Bart, the son of Maharaj Dushyanta, was not less important. He is the son of the famous beauty, Shakuntala. Maharaj Dushyanta fell in love with Shakuntala in the forest, and Bart was conceived. After that, Maharaj forgot his wife Shakuntala by the curse of Kanva Muni, and the child Bart was brought up in the forest by his mother. Oh, sweet. Even in his childhood, he was so powerful that he challenged the lions and elephants in the forest and would fight with them as little children play with cats and dogs. Because of the boys becoming so strong, more than the so-called modern Tarzan. Prabhupada refers to Tarzan. The rishis in the forest called him Sarva Damana, or one who is able to control everyone. A full description of Maharaj Bart is given in the Mahabharata, Adi Parva. The Pandavas, or the Kurus, are sometimes addressed as Bart due to being born in a dynasty of the famous Maharaj Bart, the son of King Dushyanta. Jai. Among great bowmen, this child will be as good as Arjuna. Wow. Arjuna was the best. He will be as irresistible as fire and as unsurpassable as the ocean. Oh, that's a long purport. Wow. Okay. This child will be as strong as a lion and as worthy a shelter as the Himalaya mountains. He will be forbearing like the earth and as tolerant as his parents. This child will be like grandfather Yudhisthira or Brahma, an equanimity of mind. He will be manifest like the Lord of the Kailash hill Shiva, and he will be the resort of everyone, like the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan, who is even the shelter of the goddess of fortune. This child will be almost as good as Lord Krishna by following in his footsteps. In magnanimity, he will become as great as King Rantidev. And in religion, he will be like Maharaj Yayati. Anything here about Rantidev? I'm going to read about Rantidev. An ancient king prior to the Mahabharata period, referred by Narada Muni while instructing Sanjay, as mentioned in Mahabharata, Drona Parva 67. He was a great king, liberal for hospitality and distribution of foodstuff. Even Lord Shri Krishna praised his acts of charity and hospitality. He was blessed by the great Vasishtha Muni for supplying him cold water, and thus he achieved the heavenly planet. He used to supply fruits, roots, and leaves to the rishis, and thus he was blessed by them with fulfillment of his desires. Although a Kshatriya by birth, he never ate flesh in his life. He was especially hospitable to Vasishtha Muni, and by his blessings only he attained the higher planetary residence. He is one of those pious kings whose names are remembered in the morning and evening. Interesting. And then Yayati. The verse says, in religion, he'll be like Maharaj Yayati. Yayati, the great emperor of the world and the original forefather of all great nations of the world, who belonged to the Aryan and Indo-European stock. Wow. He is the son of Maharaj Nahusa, and he became the emperor of the world due to his elder brothers becoming a great and liberated saintly mystic. He ruled over the world for several thousands of years and performed many sacrifices and pious activities recorded in history. Although his early youth was very lustful and full of romantic stories, he fell in love with Devayani, the most beloved daughter of Sukracharya. Devayani wished to marry him, but at first he refused to accept her because of her being a daughter of a Brahmin. According to Sastra, a Brahmin could marry the daughter of a Brahmin. They were very much cautious about Varna Shankar population in the world. Shukracharya amended this law of forbidden marriage and induced Emperor Yayavi to accept Devayani. Devayani had a girlfriend named Sharmishta who also fell in love with the emperor, and thus went with her friend Devayani. Shukracharya forbade Emperor Yayati to call Sharmishta into his bedroom, but Yayavi could not strictly follow his instruction. He secretly married Sharmishta also and begot sons by her. When this was known by Devayani, she went to her father and lodged a complaint. Yayati was much attached to Devayani, and when he went to his father-in-law's place to call her, Shukracharya was angry with him and cursed him to become impotent. Yayati begged his father-in-law to withdraw his curse, but the sage asked Yayati to ask youthfulness from his sons and let them become old as the condition of his becoming potent. He had 5 sons, 2 from Devyani and 3 from Sharmishta. From his 5 sons, namely Yadu, Turvasu, Juya, Anu, and Puru, 5 famous dynasties, namely the Yadu dynasty, the Yavana, Turk dynasty, the Bhoja dynasty, the Malecha dynasty, and the Paurava dynasty, all emanated to spread all over the world. He reached the heavenly planets by dint of his pious acts, but he fell down from there because of his self-advertisement and criticizing other great souls. After his fall, his daughter and grandson bestowed upon him their accumulated virtues, and by the help of his grandson and friend Sihi, he was again promoted to the heavenly kingdom, becoming one of the assembly members of Yamaraj, with whom he is staying as a devotee. He performed more than 1,000 different sacrifices, gave in charity very liberally, and was a very influential king. His majestic power was felt all over the world. His youngest son agreed to award him his youthfulness when he was troubled with lustful desires, even for 1,000 years. Finally, he became detached from worldly life and returned the youthfulness again to his son, Puru. He wanted to hand over the kingdom to Puru, but his noblemen and subjects did not agree. But when he explained to his subjects the greatness of Puru, they agreed to accept Puru as the king, and thus Emperor Yayati retired from family life and left home for the forest. Wow, that's so interesting because the verse he says, in religion he will be like Maharaj Yayati, and Yayati has such an interesting, it's all Leela, but what an interesting history, right, to show how he became so righteous. Okay, this child will be like Bali Maharaj in patience. A staunch devotee of Lord Krishna like Prahlad Maharaj, a performer of many Ashwamedha horse sacrifices, and a follower of the old and experienced men. This child will be the father of kings, who will be like sages. For world peace and for the sake of religion, he will be the chastiser of the upstarts and the quarrelsome. After hearing about his death, which will be caused by the bite of a snake bird sent by a son of a Brahmin, he will get himself freed from all material attachment and surrender unto the personality of Godhead, taking shelter of him. After inquiring about proper self-knowledge from the son of Vyasadeva, who will be a great philosopher, he will renounce all material attachment and achieve a life of fearlessness. Thus, those who were expert in astrological knowledge and in performance of the birth ceremony instructed King Yudhisthira about the future history of his child. Then, being sumptuously remunerated, they all returned to their respective homes. So his son would become famous in the world as Parikit, examiner, because he would come to examine all human beings in his search after that personality whom he saw before his birth. Thus he would come to constantly contemplate him. Wow. Wow. Beautiful. As the moon in its waxing fortnight develops day after day, so the royal prince, Parikit, very soon developed luxuriantly under the care and full facilities of his guardian grandfathers. Just at that time, King Yudhisthira was considering performing a horse sacrifice to get freed from the sins incurred from fighting with kinsmen. But he became anxious to get some wealth, for there was no surplus funds outside of fines and tax collections. Understanding the hearty wishes of the king, his brothers, as advised by the infallible King Lord Krishna, collected sufficient riches from the north, left by King Maruta. Maharaj Maruta was a great emperor of the world, reigning before Maharaj Yudhisthira. By those riches, the king could procure the ingredients for 3 horse sacrifices. Thus, the pious King Yudhisthira, who was very fearful after the battle of Kurukshetra, pleased Lord Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Sri Krishna, the Personality of Godhead, being invited to the sacrifices by Maharaj Yudhisthira, saw to it that they were performed by qualified, twice-born Brahmins. After that, for the pleasure of the relatives, the Lord remained a few months. O Shaunaka, thereafter the Lord, having bade farewell to King Yudhisthira, Draupadi, and other relatives, started for the city of Dwarka, accompanied by Arjuna and other members of the Yadu dynasty. Thus ends the Bhagavad purports to the first canto, 12th chapter of Bhagavatam, entitled Birth of Emperor Parikit. Wow. Parikit ki. So nice to hear about these great kings, and because it's so opposite to what's going on today. But and that's why it's the developing firm faith in Bhagavatam, and as Bhagavatam says itself, how we get cuts down, giving oral reception cuts down the fear, because everyone's just living in fear out there. So, and I love that purport we were reading about. That's why Krishna comes. That's why the spiritual master comes. That's why the representatives come. That's why missionaries come. Gurudev always teasing everyone, make disciples, make disciples. But it's true. Gurudev would say, like, become guru. And then we think, well, we're not qualified. I have so many anarthas. I have so much material desires. I can't be guru. But there's a type of guru where you're just telling everyone we meet about Krishna. It's not that we're guru, but it is a type of, because we're the first connection. So it's so important. And sometimes it's scary. I know for myself and people I talk to, it's scary to talk to people out there. But it's like, what else? They're suffering. We were just talking yesterday, Nagesh Prabhu and I, how it looks like people are happy and enjoying, especially in Miami, everything's great. It's so beautiful here, the ocean, all the nice water, and, the beautiful trees, and, you can get a coconut right off the tree, and in May, all the mangoes come. But it's, all this stuff coming in, and even without even that, just all the natural anxiety and threefold miseries, so it's like, even yesterday I was thinking, after we did that beautiful kirtan and prasad distribution, just giving some upbeat, some good news, even hearing the mantra, even they don't know what it means. Even this one man that got a book, he was crying. He said, Mama, he's like, I'm crying. I don't understand this, but I'm crying. The soul is so thirsty, hankering for the reality. So, yeah. Yeah, I put that 80, it was 80 cents. I put it right into Guru Devi's hand when I got back because I was like, so, um, so the girls might get mad at me if I do this, so maybe I won't do it. Give a little droplet. We're on a roll with 94. Okay. Yeah. And I just thought for maybe like a few minutes, just do a little, I've been reading 1994 of Guru Devi's uh, ASL. Is she coming? Otherwise, I can do Brihad Bhavatamrita, which is in uh, relationship to Emperor Prickett. What should I do? What should we do? Okay. It's pretty ecstatic. So last night, we read about the Gurudev ordering Venugeet right after, and then the night before I was reading with the girls, Gornitai, ordering of Gornitai. So Gurudev ordered Gornitai painting because the night before Janmashtami, Srila Gurudev would have a huge parade through the city of Mathura. It was amazing. Like everyone, like bands and elephants and camels and every citizen of Mathura would come out. It was like so being in, I mean, not that I know what it's like in Krishna's time, but like it felt like if I were to like have some, like everyone would come out like on their balconies and on the street, like, and they would be like watching this parade. And Gurudev wanted the Gornitai painting to be on a float for that parade. So Gurudev finished it in time for the Janmashtami parade and it went on a float in 1994. And then after that painting, he ordered Venugeet. And there was a big discussion. Where is it? There was a big discussion on the gopis being in their home or not in their home. And so, which the conclusion is that they're not in they are in their home. Sorry, they are in their home, but they're so absorbed in Krishna, and because of their, let's say bhajan, but they're so above bhajan, because of their absorption, they, oh, I don't know why I thought Venugeet was right there. You see them on the side in the painting. They're next, Radharani's there with two, and they're in the forest. They're seeing everything and in the forest, although they're not in the forest simultaneously. Oh, thank you. Actually, let's leave it out because we're going to replace it with that Kunj Kirtan Chikli. So they're by their absorption, they're there seeing everything and discussing together in their home. And then we also read it yesterday about Balaram being ahead because he can't be in the same kunj as Radha and Krishna. Yes. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Observing, but there simultaneously. It's so inconceivable. Like until we get there, we won't really understand. But yeah, observing, but there simultaneously. I believe it's Lalita Saki. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we go. The next Venugeet development. So this is Guru Devi speaking. I understood that Krishna's Venugeet, the song of his flute, was an important feature of our Gaudiya philosophy. Thus, sitting in my room at the Krishna Balaram Mandir guest house, that's the ISKCON temple in Vrindavan, I worked on the Venugeet sketch. During the final days of sketching, I remembered an astounding blast from the past. That experience was again calling me. Back in mid-April 1967, I'd been present in the New York temple when Prabhupada returned there from San Francisco and gave a series of 5 morning classes on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. These classes were then published as the introduction of his summary study of Chaitanya Charitamrita called Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. I now went to my Almira, which is a bookshelf, to the introduction of TLC, as we called it, and refreshed my memory regarding the amazing last paragraph that stunned me both then and now. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami petitions the blessings of Lord Gopinath. Oh, you just saying Gopinath. May that Gopinath, the master of the gopis, Krishna, bless you. May you become blessed by Gopinath. Just as Krishna attracted the gopis by the sweet sound of his flute, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita prays that he will also attract the reader's mind by his transcendental vibration. It is the purpose of this book, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, to transmit the essence of that vibration in an easily readable summary study. Incredible, I deliberated. The TLC, which was distributed in the millions by Prabhupada's disciples on his request, is the embodiment of the essence of Krishna's calling the gopis by his flute playing. This again shows us how Srila Gurudev is giving us the torchlight to see Prabhupada's books more clearly. This means that TLC wants to ready us to become gopis. I figuratively almost fainted. Wow. January 25th. Wait, this timeline though isn't making sense then, because August was Bornitai, and now we're in January. So is it this goes first? I have to ask her. Because if it's January, that would be 95 now. Anyways, question for her. January 25th. Sharda, can you hear? Can you hear? Yeah. Okay, good. Just checking. January 25th. After another showing of the developed sketch, I began the canvas painting. By now, I knew where to buy a canvas. For Sevakun, there was no she couldn't find canvas, so one of the mandris is actually painted on a dhoti stretched on like cardboard. Yeah, I have to ask her which one. I know, isn't that crazy? By now, I knew where to buy a canvas and brought that very early stage of the painting to Mathura. Jai Radharaman Bihari ki jai. Gurudev's room was filled with the comings and goings of eager visitors from Mathura, Vrindavan, Delhi, Pune, Mumbai, and elsewhere. They were hungry for a blessing, a love-filled glance, a smile, an instruction, a direction, or a consolation. That's a beautiful paragraph. Everyone wanted his attention, with sometimes several persons speaking to him at the same time. My godsisters and I also wanted his attention, and that was natural. Who wouldn't? We waited until most of the visitors left so that we could also get the notice we deeply wanted. When it was my turn, I showed the first layer of the painting and asked, "Do the cowherd boys wear Gaudiya-looking tilak?" Back in 1968, Prabhupada had told me that Krishna wears tilak like ours, along with his other more decoratively designed forehead and facial tilak. But I hadn't asked him about the cowherd boys. Who, Gurudev asked? Subhaja, Mandali Bhaja, Sudam, I began. All the cowherd boys and gopis are Gaudiya Vaishnavas, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is personally Radha and Krishna, so they may wear this tilak on their foreheads. Yeah. Starry-eyed, and now on to the cows. I question. Sometimes I see in Indian posters that the cows have various colored blankets on their backs. Shall I paint Krishna's cows in that way? Gurudev pointed to the middle of the back of one of the cows in the painting and replied, "Up to there." Up to there. Their cloth is of golden color with very beautiful jari. Jari means decorations. Janak Maharaj, father-in-law of Lord Ramachandra, gave cows to Yajnavalkya Rishi, who told his student to take them all to his ashram. The horns of even those cows were made of Chintamani, a wish-fulfilling gem that immediately supplies the fulfillment of any desire. So what to speak of Krishna's cows? Krishna does not want to decorate his cows by mere worldly ornaments. Their ornaments are more than Chintamani. That was amazing in and of itself, more than Chintamani. But then he surprised me even further by saying, all the tirthas, India's holy places, are in his cows' bodies. Jai. How are the tirthas in the cows' bodies? I asked with eagerness. He proceeded to point to different parts of his own body and began by sharing that Varanasi, the holy abode of Lord Shiva, is in their legs. He said that all tirthas are served when Krishna's cows are served. Oh. He added, they are very good cows, and Krishna plays with the calves. Just as Prabhupada had posed for Lord Nrsimhadev back in 1967, and also for Krishna wearing a broad-style dhoti and sash, Gurudev now posed for the cows. Placing his hands behind his ears, with his thumbs wrapped somewhat around them, and pushing them a bit forward, the 4 remaining fingers of each hand straight up in the air, he demonstrated the cow's ears straight up and cupped. Aww. He explained from verse 13 of Venu Geet, using their upraised ears as cups, the cows drank the nectar of the flute song pouring from Krishna's mouth. Noting that in this stunned condition, the cows could neither drop the long grass from their mouths nor continue to chew it or swallow it, he consequently said to paint the cows with the grass hanging from both sides of their mouth and tears of love falling from their moist eyes as they took Krishna into their hearts through their ears. As for the calves, he elaborated, their mouths full with the milk pouring from their mothers' udders, the calves stand like statues as they take Krishna, Govinda, within themselves through their tear-filled eyes and embrace him within their hearts. He said that the calves were so stunned that they could neither swallow the milk nor spit it out. He asked that I illustrate their ecstasy by showing the milk which they could not continue to drink once they began drinking the nectar of Krishna's flute song, dribbling from both sides of their mouths. No. He then held up a Karnikara flower behind his ear. From where he got it, I didn't know. Wow. The beautiful yellow flower from which Krishna decorated his ear. Gurudev is so charming, I thought. He can charm anyone into anything for their advancement in bhakti. I myself am so charmed. I want the type of bhakti he has. I called out, oh, you have a Karnikara flower. Does Krishna wear a blue Karnikara flower or a yellow one? Some of our English translations had said it one way and some in another. Naveen Krishna Prabhu, who's now Sripad Maharaj, who often contributed answers on Gurudev's behalf, called out, yellow. I then asked, does Krishna carry a buffalo horn in his waistcloth while he is playing the flute? I was worried about the pain of the buffaloes, as I had heard and read that Krishna and his friends carry and play buffalo horns. Gurudev gave one of his surprise answers. Sometimes it is said to be a buffalo horn, but it is not. It is made of leaves, especially palm leaves. A horn made of palm leaves? Yes, it looks like a very good horn. Krishna does not take the horn of buffaloes. Well, if he puts a horn made of palm leaves in his waistcloth or jeweled belt, it will flatten, won't it? No, Gurudev said. His horn is prepared in a very good way, and he keeps it in his cloth in such a way that it doesn't get pressed. Krishna's body is very soft, so soft. Everything he speaks is soft and sweet. His walking is soft and sweet. His hearing is also like that, and his seeing is also like that. Everything about him is so sweet. One day you will see this and you will exclaim with realization, oh! Oh, I said with intellectual appreciation and with an aspiration for oh to come. Okay. Besides the university teacher, Kamal Kapoor, Gurudev had an art teacher named Kamal Kapoor. He taught at the art school in Mathura, and he would come and help her, like give her pointers on her paintings. So she says, besides the university teacher Kamal Kapoor, a few god sisters often came to my room while I was in the midst of painting, and they made helpful suggestions in order for me to get the Braj look. The Indian art poster companies such as Brij Basi and Sons were expert at that, and artists like B.G. Sharma and others also had a knack for it. I kept some samples of their posters with me to look at it now and then. And then she has the picture of the final Venugit painting. All right, should we end there? Nectar, huh? Where's what? Venugit in Hawaii with one of Srila Gurudev's disciples, where Gurudev would spend a few months every year on the ocean. He would go there for resting and writing, like retreat in between tours. It's like this size, 24 by 32. Yeah, yeah. I know, right? It is. Bubble I made upon me. Yeah. Jai. Shri Gurudev ki jai. So Prabhupada ki jai. Rupananda Varga ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gora Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo. Gaur Premanande. Jai Tulsideva. Yes. Oh. Oh yeah. And spoons. And also